Hello students, today we are going to discuss an interesting story that is In the Kingdom of Fools. From the title you must have known that there must be some idea about the foolish person. Let's come to the story. In the Kingdom of Fools is a story of a state that was governed by a foolish king and his ministers. They neither had any idea of ruling a kingdom nor they knew how to give correct orders for the profit of the state or the citizen. In this story, there is a king and his minister, both were foolish. And the decision of the king is also very strange. He ordered the people that they should work at night and sleep at the daytime. Kannada is a regional language mainly spoken in the state of Karnataka. As we know, Kannada is the language which is spoken in Karnataka. This story is a Kannada folk tale. Folk tale is a story which is passed on from one generation to another. So this is a story which passed from one generation to another generation orally. It is taken from the book Folk Tale from India, written by A.K. Ramanujan. And this story is taken from the book Folk Tale, and it was written by A.K. Ramanujan. The title of the story In the Kingdom of Fools, which means the state where people are not so wise, they are not so intelligent. In this story, the king, his ministers, and his advisors are fools. From the titles, as we know that in this story there must be some foolish person. The king ordered that the work which was done at night would be done during the daytime, and the work which was done during the daytime will be done during the night time. They passed an order nobody would sleep at night. The farmers would do farming at night and the businessmen would do business at night. And here an order passed that everyone will do their work at night and they will sleep at daytime. As soon as the sun rose, everyone would go to sleep. If someone would disobey the order, he would be punished with death. So the people obeyed the order. One day a saint arrived in the kingdom of fools along with one of his disciples. So one day a saint arrived to that kingdom. They were surprised by seeing that everyone was asleep. They could not find a single mouse moving around. The people had taught their cattle to sleep during daytime. So everyone, human as well as animals, were sleeping. And that saint and his disciple both were surprised by seeing that no one was awake during the daytime and all were sleeping during the daytime. Even they could not find a single mouse. And the people of that kingdom, they had taught their cattle to sleep during the daytime. As soon as it was night, everyone woke up and started doing their work. Businessmen were doing business and farmers were farming. Guru and his disciple were very hungry. When the shops opened at night, they went to buy groceries. They were surprised to see that whatever they bought from the shop cost 1 dudu. Here dudu means 1 coin. The things were cheap out there. Whether you buy a big bag of rice or big bunch of bananas, it cost only 1 dudu. And the price of everything is equal. Whatever you purchase from the shop, you have to pay only 1 dudu or only 1 coin. This disciple was a foodie. He loved to eat and eat. That is why he did not want to leave this place, because the food was cheap there. And the disciple of that saint, means the student of that sannyasi, was very foodie, and he was very astonished by seeing that whatever you have purchased, you have to pay just one dodo. So he did not want to leave that place. Guru tried to make his disciple understand and told him that everyone out there was a fool and was very dangerous. The kingdom would not last for a long time and they would harm them too. Finally, the Guru left alone, leaving the disciple behind. The Guru came to know that this is a place of fools, so it would be danger for them. So he told his disciple or follower to leave this place and go somewhere else. But the disciple was not agree with his guru. So the disciple stayed back in the kingdom of fools. Every day he ate a lot of food, due to which he became as fat as huge bull. And that disciple did not leave the place and he stayed there, and he became very fat by eating a lot of food day by day. One day an incident happened there. One day a thief entered a merchant's house. He made a hole in the wall to gain access. When he was about to move out of the house after looting all the things, the wall broke and he fell down on his head and he died there only. So one day a thief entered to a merchant house, and when he was about to come out from that house after looting, the bricks of the wall fell over him and he died. The thief's younger brother went to the king and complained that his brother was following the ancient trade, that is robbing. While he was working, the wall fell on his head and he died. The thief's brother was taking advantage of the king's foolishness. He said that the merchant whose wall had fallen down on his brother was the culprit. He should have made a strong wall. He requested the king to punish the merchant and get compensation for his family. So the thief's younger brother, he took the advantage of the king's foolishness, and he complained that his brother, who was following the ancient trade, and what was their trade? That robbing or stealing something from others' house. At that time he died because the wall of the merchant was fell upon him, and the culprit, that the merchant, should be punished. The king was so foolish that he did not consider the fact that the dead man who was committing theft at the time of his death, he only thought that the man died because of the wall fell on him and the owner of the house had to be punished. So he called the merchant. The king was very foolish and he could not recognize what was the fact. He only understood that when the thief was doing his ancient job, at that time he died due to the mistake of that merchant. So he called the merchant. The merchant appeared before the king. Then the king told the merchant that he was guilty. He did wrong. Due to his weak will, the thief died, and now he would be punished. The merchant pleaded and requested the king and said, "It was not my fault. The wall was weak because the person who made the wall did not construct it properly. Hence, you should punish him. And further, he added that the wall was made during his father's time. The person who built it was very old. He knew him as he lived nearby. When the king decided to punish the merchant, the merchant said it was not his fault, but it was the fault of the bricklayer or the person who built the wall. And he again told that this wall was not built by him, but it was built by his father, or during the time of his father. The king called the bricklayer who built the wall. The servants tied the old man's hand and feet and brought him to the king's palace. Then the king said the old man that due to your poor construction you would be punished with death. Just because you have built a poor wall or weak wall, that's why you should be punished. Everyone is passing on the blame to another person. Then the bricklayer said it was done due to a girl who was roaming around in the street and her anklet was making jingling sound. Now the old man passed the blame to another one, and he told that it was not his fault, rather it was the fault of a lady or a girl who was passing around there, who was moving, and she was wearing a anklet and it was creating the jingling sound, and he was distracted by it. Due to her anklet's jingle sound, he was not able to concentrate on his work, and so he built a weak wall. It was not his mistake. It was the fault of that girl. Now that old man passed the blame to that girl. The king was satisfied with the bricklayer's explanation. Then the king ordered the messenger to get the dancer girl. The dancing girl became an old woman, and she was trembling as she entered the court. Now that girl became a old woman. When the king was ready to punish the woman, then the dancing girl transferred the blame onto another person. She told that she was roaming around again and again because she had visited the goldsmith's shop. She had given some gold to him to make jewelry out of it. He was a dishonest person. He was making excuses for not making her ornaments in time. He kept on asking her to come after some time. Due to this, she had to go to his house at least a dozen times. So the dancing girl said that it was the fault of the goldsmith. Now, what was the explanation of that girl? That girl told that it was not my fault. Rather, it was the fault of the jewelry maker or the goldsmith, because I had given some gold to him to make some ornaments. But that goldsmith made delayed, and that's why I had to go to his shops again and again about dozen of times. So it was not my fault, but it was the fault of that goldsmith. When the goldsmith appeared, he said it was not his fault because he had an order from a rich merchant and they had a wedding at their place and were hurried to get their order, and that is why the dancing girl's work was getting delayed. And that merchant was the same merchant whose house was fallen down. Now the goldsmith appeared in front of the king, and he told that it was not my fault, rather it was the fault of the rich merchant who had given him order, because there was a wedding or marriage at his home, and that's why he was very hurry to make his ornaments. And that merchant was none other than the same merchant whose house wall had fallen on the thieves. So now the story came to a turning point. The story started from the merchant and it ended at the merchant. Once again the merchant was called. He was crying, and he knew that the king was foolish and he would give him death sentence. He said that it was not he who had ordered the jewelry, but it was his father. But his father was dead, and just because he was his son and he had inherited everything from his father, he would have to take punishment of death. So now the merchant again came to the king, and the king had ordered his servant to execute or to kill the merchant, but the merchant said it was not his fault, rather it was the fault of his old father who had built the house, and he had died. Just because he had died and the merchant was inheriting everything, he was enjoying all the wealth of his father, that's why the merchant would be punished, and the death of the punishment should be given to him. So what would happen in the next, we will discuss in the next video. Is the king given death sentence to the merchant, or the merchant would be punished or not, or what the next turning point come into the story, we will come to know in the next video. Till that, bye bye. Thank you.